podcast. We're your hosts, Eric and Mando, and this is episode 68 today. We're bringing you the top stories of Bitcoin tech and wealth so you can doom scroll to a new TikTok app. Vale.
Dude, 13 hours, 20 minutes, 35 seconds.
The countdown has begun.
Yes, a bunch of TikTok creators, right? They're nervous. Uh, they are. They still think that there is gonna be a Hail Mary at the end. Like maybe Trump is gonna come and save the day.
Yeah.
Last minute ban reversal.
Oh gosh. Hey, he might. You never know. He's apparently he's a big fan. He's the biggest fan. He says he's the biggest fan.
So this was interesting though. The TikTok CEO, guess what? He did a TikTok, of course, saying that thanking the president-elect Donald Trump is like, hey, thank you for working with us. You have generated 60 billion views. I think that he's just trying to kind of bother him,
I
bothering
know,
him
right?
up.
But
So
60 billion views, that's a lot of views actually.
I
That's a
mean,
lot of
uh,
engagement, right?
I think that it did help for the election
Hmm.
with the younger crowd. If you remember on the votes, the kind of like few months back,
Hmm.
a lot of the younger demographic, they the other candidate, she didn't basically went into Joe Rogan. She didn't did a lot of these social media, and I think that it
Hmm.
hurt her for her campaign. And I think that now because these 60 billion views in TikTok, uh, he's trying to figure out, okay, can we maybe stop this? This was very sneaky on the current administration, though. Like two things that they just were doing at the end of their administration. Number one is like this, right? This ban is like, well, we just put it in motion.
Right? Like sore losers type of thing. They're like, okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
take your TikTok away and we're gonna try to sell your Bitcoin. It's like, come on, y'all.
And the second one you mentioned is
Yeah.
like, we're gonna sell all of these bitcoins that Trump has his idea to have the Bitcoin reserve, right? And they were planning to sell it. I don't think that they executed.
Yeah.
We will see if that happened or not, right? But yeah, that was something that it was going around as well.
Yeah, kind of funny. Funny the games that we're playing with people's TikTok here. I know a lot of people are getting a little worried. They're not going to have. I don't know. What are they going to fill their time with?
I don't know, man. It's like
Including me. What are
including
we
me.
going to do?
There's many applications. Let me share here my screen though. I think that how is your Mandarin though?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Xiaohongshu.
What the heck? I
Actually,
think
it's
that you're
like,
talking about the first one, right? Like here, I can very clearly I can see
yeah,
here.
you can't read that. Xiaohongshu.
Obviously, it says red note.
Yeah. No, you gotta say like Xiaohongshu.
I guess,
It's like
uh,
I forget what it is. Little red something, little red book or little red something like that.
but it translates to a red note. So I think that there are a couple of different apps. You have Red Note, you have Lemonade, and you have Clapper. I think that that's the other one, which is basically the emerging TikTok alternatives. Um, how do you think that is gonna happen? Like, do you think that it's just gonna stop showing up like in the apps, or when you try to open the app, it's gonna give you a banner? What do you think that it will happen?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I checked this morning because I was like, wait, did it turn off today? So I checked and it's still going right now. But I think yeah, like you said, in 13 hours about tomorrow, it's gonna be shut down. So I just think I wonder what message they're gonna put. It'll be like, sorry, US, you can't use this anymore. They don't want to pay the fines or whatever, but we'll see. I don't think I
Ask
mean
your
we'd have to
politicians
uninstall it.
to approve it or something like that, right?
Now this will really mobilize the voters. Take away their TikTok. It's funny.
Yeah, I think I was thinking that maybe we will start seeing maybe the Apple Store, the App Store, or the Google Play Store, maybe not adding it. Uh, But now I'm thinking, I'm changing my mind that maybe you will be able to load the application and it might have a banner. It's like, hey, right now it's not available in your area. Uh, Contact your politician or whatever, like so basically a banner, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if they will completely um, remove it from the store. Who knows? I think that this is going to be an interesting first week for the new administration. Um, as you said, it feels like a sore loser type of a things. Like, come on, guys, why
Hmm.
they didn't just kind of waited a couple days? Like, okay, just truly start the process, right? But uh, I don't know, very dirty in my opinion.
Yeah, well, really weird, but I think there's the potential, right, for the new administration Trump to make some changes. I think it's based off of a law, something about like it can't be owned by a Chinese company or something like that. But I mean, there's these other alternatives are obviously also Chinese companies owning them. So I'm not sure, like, did they not realize, like, or did they think that people would automatically just jump like to use YouTube Shorts or Instagram? Like maybe it was Zuck. Zuck was like, "Hey, like shut it down. That way they'll come use Facebook or whatever. Instagram." Maybe he's the one that was pulling strings, and it just didn't go the way he thought it was.
I think that there's also obviously some things that we have to, but yeah, that's one of the main points for the company to be owned a majority by basically an American corporation, because there's a lot of information that is passing through the app, and the parent company is called ByteDance,
Hmm.
and they have been very strongly opposed of selling. They don't want to sell any piece, and it's very funny because also the government for China, they wanted to ban it in some point too.
Hmm.
So that was also interesting that even in as well in China right now, I was looking the revenue. It's 120 billions from last year. So
Not bad.
which, yeah, not bad at all, huh? And the other interesting thing that is happening is it's very funny how society moves now, because it's like, oh crap, I need to start installing something else like Red Note or Lemonade, and these applications, they are meant as well to be in Mandarin. So they downloaded that Duolingo to start learning Mandarin Chinese, right? So, so that's no wonder even you start speaking some
Yeah,
Shaohuan.
you gotta yeah, pick it up, the little things that gotta.
I need to brush my Mandarin. Wo Mando.
uh, Ni hao.
You guys, that's the only one that that ni hao.
Yeah, you know what, it's actually funny. I saw a TikTok from a Red Note user that was talking about, hey, like, look, there's some etiquette that you US users gotta follow when you come use Red Note. Okay, they're like, look, not everybody on Red Note knows English, so put some subtitles. And if you're really feeling up to it, use Chinese subtitles too. A lot of people, of course, in China know English, but there's gonna be some that maybe some Chinese subtitles might be helpful. So there's some etiquette that we got to figure out, because it might not be exactly the same, and you may not be as welcome as you think on Red Note or Xiaohongshu.
We'll see how that turns out. I think that in few hours, we'll start getting maybe a banner, like a waiting. But I feel that maybe there is a chance. Uh, I don't feel it 100% imminent.
Mhm.
Or if I think that maybe it happens through, maybe the ban gets lifted. Um, but it's tough. There were a couple of people that they were trying to say, well, I'll buy it. One of those is, do you remember from the Shark Tank, Kevin
Mr.
O'Leary,
Wonderful. Yeah.
Mr. Wonderful? I don't think
Hmm.
that he has enough money to be able to do it. He might have to just get the investment from.
Well,
Uh,
I don't know what they're asking for. How much does ByteDance want for it? I think I saw that he was offering 20 billion cash. That's not bad.
yeah,
But
if
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 they're
it's the
making
if the
120
revenue.
billion,
That's
a
right.
year,
So
it's like, well, I don't know, but maybe they can structure more around it, right? That's just the down payment, maybe. I also saw Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast was trying to put together an offer.
mhm.
Some people said Elon Musk. He was trying to put together an offer. So I mean, you're hearing lots of, but like, I don't know, that that would have to be like that's a lot of money. How much did Musk buy Twitter for again? 44 billion.
It was 44 billions, about around 44 billion. So, and he
But
lost how many billions he lost? About
probably
41.
half of the
No, he lost much more.
90%.
It's like 90% of that shit, man. It's like look at it. There is not a lot of advertisers. He cleaned it up. That's
Mhm.
good. He also cleaned up the bunch of the bots that they were just. But yeah, there is some. I think that is
Uh,
for the and it's funny how I think I'm not sure if you have used or seen WeChat, talking about Chinese apps.
I haven't used WeChat.
It, if you're in China, you have to use WeChat. Basically, it's like you have your Uber, you have your PayPal, you have your kind of like your different applications, and basically everything is very well integrated.
Mhm.
And there is a terminology for that, and it's called super app. And right now, what Elon is trying to do is basically a super app. So I'm not sure if the people over there in X they are working on that, but that was something that he was originally very publicly saying that he wanted to create the WeChat for US.
Yeah.
So no, I will it will not surprise me that the reason why he changed the name to X, because X used to be kind of when they were doing the PayPal with the PayPal mafia with all of the techies. A lot of these people that you hear, like David Sachs, and then you hear from Palantir, in basically, what was his name from Palantir? The guy that actually funded as well
Theo?
Meta, Peter Thiel, yes,
Yeah.
Peter Thiel, and you all see also obviously Elon Musk. All of these guys are actually from the PayPal mafia. They call them the PayPal mafia because
Hmm.
those all of those guys founded a lot of the companies, even YouTube too. So going back to the story, is basically how all of these guys they have the idea, and I would not surprise me that Elon is trying just to create a super app, which is kind of a copycat of WeChat.
Yeah, I mean, he has praised it in the past. We have seen that. Like, he's like, how come they have this and we don't? We can do it. But I think maybe here's the thing. I think in the USA they don't like all these things to become like one big conglomerate, right? They like to, just because of the competition, the antitrust, all that stuff. Like they're trying to break out parts of Alphabet and Google. So I don't know if it would fly here, but
Right.
convenience. Yeah, I guess it could be convenience, right? Might as well throw in your medical records in there and your insurance. It's an all in one. Put my IDs, my passport, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's but I guess that's what the vision is.
I think
But
that you just pointed something very interesting about people in America, which is, and you can see it with the like. You're not gonna take right now. The whole point of people on TikTok is because it has the data and is going to another country's corporation, right?
mhm.
With privacy and anything. But the Americans are still. I don't care if it's Chinese. I just want this.
That's true.
So it's like they're
That's true.
going to another Chinese company. Not sure if it's just to defiance, like to the government. Like, nope, this is America.
It's kind of funny. That's true. Like, how did they land? How did people land on Xiaohongshu and Lemonade? Like, were those like the next most popular ones? Like, that's all I'm seeing online right now is like those two. I know Clapper. Clapper is a Texas, I think, company, which is surprising because I have never heard of it. But Red Note and Lemonade. I mean, do, do the do the Chinese folks just have like the stranglehold on these social apps or what?
I do think so, and that is like I say, I think that is WeChat because everything is intertwined. there, so you can buy right away. You have like your Amazon there, right? You have your
Mm-hmm.
in their cases Alibaba or Alibaba. Um, so all of that is integrated. So and the shopping that right now for us is just barely on social media and doing all of that shopping.
Mm-hmm.
They had it way before. So and they also even they had the influencers live doing like the, and again we are just copying each other. So there are some things that they were copying from America, and they kind of added it into their social media, like the QVC, like
Mm-hmm.
in back on those days on TV, right? That they have the person showing the infomercials like nonstop. Well, they did it with the content creators, and that has been
Uh-huh.
there for many years. And
Mm-hmm.
now we are trying to do the same even with TikTok and other applications. So, yeah, but yeah, in my opinion, they are a little bit more advanced in that path on the creator economy, in the all of these different apps. So no wonder why people are going and falling back to the second and third choice, which
Mm-hmm.
are also Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty interesting. Well, so I guess this whole thing backfired for the US is kind of funny. Super. It's like Elon Musk always says, like, the most ironic thing that can happen will happen. He loves that. So, I mean, it's just kind of funny that that's how it looks like it's going to end up, at least for now, unless there's a Mr. Wonderful or Mr. Beast. All of these Misters in the US, one of them might be able to buy it and
All of them.
resuscitate it.
So are you gonna be Mr. Eric Ramirez?
We gotta wait for Bitcoin to go up a little bit more.
For me, no, just skip the Mister. Just call me Don
Uh,
Mando.
the
The Mando Gomez.
the Mondo Gomez.
All
Yeah.
right. What else? We have let's see the section on Bitcoin. Uh, what is the latest there?
So for all of the people that were starting to get worried about the Bitcoin price, it did hit. I think it may have even gone below 90K. You know, honestly, I didn't follow it too closely just because Bitcoin does what it does, and it's gonna do it. But it's popped back up over 100K. Of course, a lot of people are thinking it's because the inauguration is coming, and Trump has said he's going to do all these things for crypto. Have you heard about all these things he's supposed to be doing?
Yeah, it's you start seeing. It's interesting how the artists they start creating like uh, kind of different artistic things. And look at this picture, man. It says it all. It's the most wonderful Bitcoin that you'll ever see.
I want Bitcoin.
I want Bitcoin. Give me Bitcoin. Um, I mean, we see the pump. This is the Trump crypto pump, right? So
The Trump pump.
after,
Yeah.
yeah, the Trump pump after he started just being more bullish, it has been remaining in 100. And it's very interesting for me that they think that is boring, that is in 100K.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it hit, right. This is the third time it hit 100K, right? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What's next? Like, it's already old news, right?
uh, which has been in a very short amount of time. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I kind of, it's okay if it stays here for a while, so that way it's a good base to for the next stages, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but something that eh, is highly speculative, what the people are saying, but basically they say that there was a leak that
Mm-hmm.
uh, that they wanted in the next few days, very early as Trump takes over, he's going to confirm the reserve, right? So we don't know. I was not able to find the truly news and leak on that. Did you were able to hear that as well?
I mean, yeah, I was hearing that. I think the betting markets they do have it now at 65%, or at least yesterday I saw that 65% that it's actually going to happen, where maybe 2 weeks ago or so it was like down at 20%. So that number has been going up on the poly markets, right? So I think maybe there's some information going out there, or is this rumors? We're confirming what you thought you heard, and I'm confirming vice versa. We're just confirming each other here, and we're going in a circle. But that's what everything is pointing to. And here's the thing: even if Trump wasn't doing this, Bitcoin was still going to be on this upward swing. It wasn't just the U.S. reserve. There's all these other states, all these other countries, all these other businesses that are also trying to do the same thing of attaching this reserve. Trump's just been the most vocal about it. I think part of it, yes, it did help him get into office again, along with TikTok or what was it called? Xiao Hong Chu. And but so I think this was coming. And here's the thing: there's some other things that he has already also said that he said he was going to be doing during this new early days in his administration. So he also said, right, alongside the Bitcoin reserve, right, which would be their goal is $21 billion in crypto. They want to clear up the regulations. So I think some people had also heard that they would maybe change the law or regulations so that you wouldn't have to pay taxes on your daily spend of Bitcoin if you're out there using it, maybe below a certain amount or something like that. I heard about that too. He was going to appoint a new Bitcoin or a crypto czar for the country. And also a really, really popular one was the commuting Ross Ulbricht sentence, right? The Silk Road guy. So, there's a lot of things on the table
Tell the audience who is that guy and why it's so polemical.
Well, Ross Ulbricht was the Silk Road founder. He's the one that was created Silk Road, which people were using to buy and sell on the dark market, the dark web, almost, right? Drugs and things like that, or guns. There's all kinds of stuff out there.
That was originally one of the reasons why Bitcoin got very bad reputation in early days because of that. So they put that guy in prison, and now they were thinking that if we are getting a little more okay with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, that maybe he was doing some crimes. So, but also because of the cryptocurrency. So we'll see. Maybe they might pardon him.
So they gave him life in prison, which is it's pretty crazy. I remember I was at a conference in Austin, and he came to talk to us, but it was over video, because I think he was at that point they were trying to put him to prison. This was, I don't know, it's been a while, 10 years ago, maybe 12. Yeah, it's been a while since that happened, but that was a very, very big deal. They really threw the book at him. They took. Right, he gave up the crypto, all his crypto. The rest of it got lost in a boating accident. But so that's where a lot of this Bitcoin reserve was coming from. Is from this that they were able to confiscate, along with some other confiscations that they did. But he cooperated, and he's been in jail for a long time now, at least a decade, I think, and now he's got a chance of coming out. So that he said on day one he would do it. So we'll see.
How ironically will be that this guy has all of these Bitcoin. Obviously, the government sees them. Now that one goes up to 1 million and pays the American debt.
That's what they want. I mean, the Senator Lummis, right? That's what part of their plan is. They say this might be the plan where we can pay off some of our debt. I mean, we've got trillions of dollars in debt, but it can make a dent in it, at least so that it's not as bad. Because right now, the U.S. to service their debt, it's like using 60% of the revenue that they get from taxes. So 60% of our tax money that we're paying every year, it just goes to pay the interest. It's kind of ridiculous. So, and it's getting worse, right? It's getting worse. So. This is their plan, and it just benefits Bitcoin. I mean, just because it's the hardest asset on earth. So, It does
There
what
is
it
no
does.
second best asset. Who
uh,
else is stashing some BTC? Let me
who's
show
that?
you. Let me show you the pic, man. And this is like a public, right? So everywhere it's like JD Vance. I don't
Uh,
know if it's true or not. Meaning, I even think that it's even more. They basically have been saying that it's 400K. So
hmm,
and some of these politicians they have to showcase how much money they have
yeah.
in what, right? And yeah, basically JD Vance. So I think that you'll see it around, right? That they're staging some BTC. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's he's got a few Bitcoin. I know that's pretty good. He's a whole coiner. But they have said that the new administration was going to be full of people that actually own crypto, believe in crypto, are behind it. So it does make sense, So, but interesting to see, yeah, that he's got a nice bag there.
There was also something interesting that I saw around. Um, you know how many houses are in the whole world? This is an interesting metric.
How many
Um,
houses, homes?
Homes.
I don't know. It has to be in the billions, right?
So right now, the very easy calculation that they are doing is like usually your average house is composed of 4 people, and
Hmm.
then we have 8 billion people. So that puts you in 2 point something, 2.1, 2.3.
Ah,
Uh,
okay. Hmm.
how interesting is that we have like 2.1 billions houses and only 21 millions, and it's less than that. We know we in the podcast we haven't mentioned it that we don't even have those 21 millions, right? Because one is
Yeah.
Satoshi, right? He kept it, and the other ones is just some coins lost in like in the trash cans when that guy was trying to look for some of those. So
Hmm.
we might be in, I don't know, 18, right? 18, 17, and
Yeah.
so on. But yes, very little BTC left for all of these houses.
Yeah, that's only satoshis per household. You gotta you gotta start stacking. Yeah, because I mean, Sater's got a bulk, a big bulk of
He
Bitcoin
had,
already. So
yes, and then if the government started joining, right? So if US is there, then everybody's gonna trickle. Like now is like where very interesting in my mind that I thought that maybe banks and corporations will be uh, they will be first, and it's funny how now the government is trying to front run you.
they are. It's
Yeah,
true.
it's like and we think that we might, but we don't have the resources of a government, right? So
Yeah.
it's like the government is like, oh, it's all for us, right? So which is good. I think that at the end of the day, we might even have to start saying sats if governments are buying uh, bitcoins. And it's funny that we have seen that memes one over and over, right? Like, oh, he's a one coiner, right? Like a whole coiner.
Yeah.
So we might start seeing that, right? That it's just very hard to just get even one Bitcoin.
Yeah, definitely. And like you point out, yeah, there's over 2 billion households in the world, 21 million BTC. Do the math, right? You're left with sats per household, and that's assuming it's evenly distributed, which we know right now it's not because a lot of people already started stacking sats. So yeah, very, very interesting. But so for those of y'all following the Bitcoin price, it is, I think it's been hovering around 104, 105, something like that, the last couple of days. So it seems to be holding there. Uh, do you remember what the all-time high is at this point? It was around 108K, I think, right? I don't think it ended up hitting
Close,
110.
a little bit shy of 1.8. I think that was in 1.7. So that's the all-time high.
Well, if you want to get hyped up for the for the price movement here, we've got lots of different videos for you guys to celebrate the 100K movement here for Bitcoin. So check out the one we've got one with Bruno Mars. It's kind of fun. He's pointing out where he thinks Bitcoin is going to next. So look for that on our new channel, Tech-Mex. Bitcoin, actually. So if you guys have not noticed, we've been diversifying our channels just so that we can get folks that are just interested in Bitcoin news and Bitcoin information. They can go to that channel. People that are interested in our Cybertruck content, they can go to that channel. So go check out our new channel strategy. That if you go to our show notes, they're all the links are in there, so you can check out our link tree. But
Yeah.
I will do a shout out to our Bitcoin videos because those seem to be pretty popular.
Um, there is yeah, you were right. It's 108, 318. That was the all-time high. So I mean, we might get to 110 very soon.
Yep. Once we do price discovery, it does make a nice little bump move up. Last time it went from like in the upper 90s and it bumped up to 108. So it went up by around 10K. So we'll see what the next target is. I know a lot of people are saying it's like 120, 125K is will be like that next run up once we bust through. So we'll see. Likely, we're going to see that movement on inauguration day, and if the new administration actually does what they said they were going to do, yeah, things are going to go a bit wild there, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so next portion, AI. What is new in AI?
So I saw some interesting news. So of course we've been seeing how OpenAI has been releasing their latest models, right? They're like at 4.0, right? GPT 4.0. Well, they worked on something brand new here because of their commitment. They said they have this commitment for research and science, right? Which is good. So they came out, or they're working on with a new model called GPT 4B. People are saying it's Chat GPT for biology. That's why it's 4B. But they're saying that they created this thing that it's designed to be able to engineer different proteins that can turn regular cells into stem cells. So they've kind of targeted this model to do some more scientific things, which is pretty cool. Have you heard about this yet?
I don't know, but they have to use their ChatGPT to use it like a marketing person because their names suck, man.
I don't know. It's like too many, 4 micro. It's like what are they trying to do? Everyone's confused. You just look for the highest number at some point.
Yeah, so like bad names, but they work. The algorithms work. So I'm very curious. I'm gonna start playing around with them. Lately I'm been following the vampire.
Brian Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. It's like, dude, he's doing a good job on documenting the process. And then
Mhm.
because you have this guy doing it, there is a lot of people kind of copying him and doing it, right? So it creates a lot of good content. Also, if you go to Reddit, there is a biohackers too,
Mhm.
kind of a subreddit. Then you start seeing people just biohacking themselves. So again, we are not doctors, only to those in internet. Do it on
Yeah.
your own risk. But the information is out there. And now with ChatGPT going into more biology and trying to understand all of these proteins and biology, I'm very curious how they're gonna start adding. Maybe they train it with a bunch of data for that specifically for medicine and biology.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. One of the things that stuck out to me here were the Yamanaka factors. So there was a Nobel Prize for this guy Yamanaka. He discovered these things that really impact longevity. And so the research lab over at Harvard, Dr. Sinclair, he learned that these Yamanaka factors really do impact longevity. So they've been doing all these studies on them. Well, what this OpenAI model already did was be able to improve those Yamanaka factors by 50 times, which is really, really impressive. So what that means is these Yamanaka factors, they're the things that control kind of like the repair basically in your body and things like that. And at some point it repairs things so well and so much that you really start aging backwards or in reverse, or you become healthier and younger. So that is very, very, very interesting to be able to see that they're able to get 50 times more effectivity out of this. So I think that's all really, really cool news. But also, I just think in general, it is really good that OpenAI is starting to use their technology and things like that to be able to move us forward in this longevity field. I think there's a lot of interest in it right now. A lot of billionaires are into it. And actually, speaking of billionaires, like Altman himself, this here's a funny thing, and maybe partially that's controversial, is that this company is one of the companies he's invested in. So this company, it's called something about Retro Biosciences, a longevity company that's partnering with OpenAI. He happens to be, part of both. So, but their goal is to increase or extend human lifespan by 10 years, I guess, on average. So, nothing wrong with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think that I'm reading it right now. I think that it's just kind of reprograms the genes. So it's like will it make it you a mutant?
I mean, depends on your definition, right? Potentially.
I mean, it's altering your DNA, right? So, which is
Well, it's
like,
kind of like
man,
Brian Johnson, right? He went down
yeah,
to, where was it, Bolivia or something, and
in
got
South
some stuff
America, yeah.
injected. Yeah, so.
There are certain cells that stem cells that they can become whatever they need to, right? So in that way, they
Hmm.
inject them in some areas and it can start growing. So in that way, they're very healthy. He also clean up his plasma as well.
Hmm.
So a bunch of things that he has done. But yeah, this one is an interesting one. And now, if AI is kind of trying to mutate it, all of these genes to turn up these these flags, it will be very interesting. I guess a very different way of approaching it, because right now our medicine sucks, man. It's like, if you think about it, it's only a few variables: your temperature, your blood pressure, and then if you have something, this
Hmm.
or there's some symptoms, then they start taking you to some of the blood tests and
Hmm.
then try to discover what are your levels.
Yeah.
But I feel that now with AI, it might be able to customize to what you need, which is a very interesting way, right? So it will see more factors on. I'm very interested in how companies like Apple, that they have been trying to go more deeper into health.
Hmm.
It will start using this tech, right, with using AI.
Yeah, for sure. I totally get that, because you feel like maybe right now in medicine, it hasn't really been a data driven approach. Like they haven't really dug down into it. I think there's a movement to try and do that for sure, but things are slow going, slow moving in medicine. So it's really cool having the AI potential here to like study specific things that we really want to target and learn about and improve. It can do it, right? That's what we're seeing right now. It's kind of funny. We released a short earlier this week that talked about the AI. There was a researcher that was showing how AI can be up to like 90%, 91% accurate when it's diagnosing things. And the dude wasn't using anything specific. He was like talking about just Chat GPT, right? Nothing fancy. And it's getting that above 90%. And doctors are like in the low 70s. And then, but even when you bring the two together, a doctor using AI, it only they're only seeing a few percent benefit. So I think a lot of it has to do, right. We've got to train some of our medical professionals to rely on some of the data a little bit more. I know it's hard. We still want that person there to be able to
Do
say
you?
yes. That seems
I don't. I prefer the
well.
machine, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. You could be right. It's just there's a little bit of trust factor there. We still don't know whether the AI wants to kill us or not. So
I still,
no.
it's more predictable though. It's like
Yeah, it is.
it's more
It's very good.
consistent, right?
It's very good.
Once it has the data and it has a good amount, the amount of errors will be less,
Minimized.
right? So compared
Hmm.
to maybe the person didn't sleep, right? The person that is reviewing, the radiologist that is checking your cancer, like pictures or whatever, maybe the person is not looking well, or didn't sleep well last night. Versus the machine, right? So
Yeah.
I think that in my opinion, I feel that the machine, it's okay. I think that a lot of people, they kind of want that connection with the doctor and the empathy to give them a softer message.
Mm.
For me, like, screw it, just tell me the bad news. Put
Hey,
it in
why can't it be
paper.
good news? It'll be good news with the AI. It'll figure it out
uh,
for you.
right now,
Preventative.
we have to get there.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be a lot of prevention. We have all of these different AI that can tell us, hey, maybe if you walk, you know 20 minutes might improve, right? That maybe you don't have to work out that much, whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel that it will get so ingrained on the stuff that we are doing in our own sensing of our biomarkers, that we will get there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that, a lot of the advice we're given right now as people, humans, is it's all rules of thumb, right? That it's all very generic advice for the everyday person. But once we move to kind of this more technology focus, where maybe we have a wearable of some sort that has the AI, it uses your real time data, like it's taking measurements real time, so it can tell you, hey, we're noticing this in your body right now, get up, walk for a few minutes, and it'll bring it back down. So it can tell you as things are happening, so you don't have to just kind of like do things by routine or by rule or by like I gotta do this. It just becomes more ingrained into your everyday, just like, oh, my thing's buzzing, let me walk around, let me go grab some water, and that takes care of it. And it does it every so often, and it just becomes part of your daily life. So we'll get there. We're getting there. There's OpenAI. These folks are really working on some of these things to really improve the health and medicine and things like that in our daily lives. So it's really good stuff that's coming out of there.
Yeah, we have already several sensors out there. Right now, they approved to have over-the-counter glucose monitors. So I did snatch one to see, thanks to producer Katie. So and in that way, you can sense your glucose. It's very interesting how it moves through the day and during the night. It's a bit uncomfortable, not a big deal, but I feel for people that they have diabetes, because uh, it's like something having to have a needle in your arm. Not cool, but I mean, it's for sure it will tell you kind of your how it's behaving on your glucose. But I think that that's kind of the you see these sensors. Uh, I almost remember like all of the different devices. There is a picture on the internet where you have all of the 50 devices that a phone now is replacing. So I
Mm,
feel that if you put all of the medical devices out there, it's like a picture is like that, right? You have your glucose monitor, your sensor to be able to see the oxygen, your EG cardiogram,
mhm.
right? Like you start seeing all of these different medical devices within these sensors, and hope that maybe in some point it could be just in your watch, in your smartwatch, or some other kind of band, and it will help us to truly prevent versus just going to the doctor when there is some symptoms.
Yeah, for sure. At least we've got the basic vitals, right? That your basic stuff that you always get checked when you go to the doctor. Starting off with that, but we're going to become more advanced. So, very interesting where this is heading.
I'm curious to see how mutant you become.
We're gonna see. I got this lifeline. If you look at the palm, it goes all the way around. So I think that means I'm going to 160 or something. He's like, I don't know about that.
I don't know, 160, well, 100, 110. I can see in our lives.
Okay. That's too funny. All right, y'all. Well, moving on. So guess what? Oh gosh, there's always something going on with Tesla, specifically Cybertruck. I mean, I guess it's not super bad news this time, but it's kind of interesting. Did you hear what happened over in the UK and the Cybertruck?
No, but you send me the note and let me put it here, because it's like, dude, The police just got their truck. Like, tell me more. Like, what the heck? Why?
I think what happened is the police saw the truck. He's like, man, I want to drive that thing. Let me pull them over. What? No insurance. Sorry, I got to take this one. I'm taking it. So yeah, it turns out okay. Cybertrucks are illegal in the UK apparently, and someone had it
Really?
over there and they got pulled over and they're like, hey, let me see your papers. Guess what, there's no papers there, so they took it away. I don't know exactly like what about it is illegal, but there's something illegal about it. It hasn't been cleared to be on the roads in the UK apparently. So they say they cited that it poses danger to other road users and pedestrians out there. So yeah, I don't know
We
about
should.
that.
We should.
The bullshit meter's going off the charts here. Hey,
I
this
don't know,
thing is
man.
the safest thing I've ever been in. I tell you that. I can feel that every day when I go out there. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like super smooth. Yesterday I was going to an area. I live in the north side of Houston, and some areas are like a very dark. There is like almost no lights, right? Like, and then it's like, oh man, I don't know this area, and I just put it to the full self driving, and I'm glad because like, oh shit, I don't even know how the cameras are able to pick up. Now now I understand why, because if you notice on the Cybertruck, when it's very dark, the highlights turn on by itself and it starts shifting them up and down.
mm,
And I think that they did it because of if not, the cameras will not be able to pick up the road. So I put it together yesterday. Now I understand why they have to do that functionality as well for the camera. So but yeah,
yeah, it's
very
pretty
cool.
cool. No, totally agree. Like this thing, the Cybertruck, Cyber Beast, yeah, they got to fix that over in the UK. I'm not sure what they're up to, but those things they're like tanks. They handle so well, and now they've got full self driving. That's getting better every day. This will be good for everything in there. When you compare like accidents between normal drivers and like uh, Tesla cars and full self driving, it's like a huge difference. Like if you're comparing the miles, like miles between accidents, it's the Tesla is like 10 times better. So this is getting a lot better as the days go by. Uh, I liked actually the style that Cybertruck had. It had the matte black over there in the UK. So whoever had that Cybertruck over there in the UK, they got some good. They got a good sense of style there. I like how it says Cybertruck across the front too in red. That's my color.
Are you planning to wrap yours?
I'm gonna ask CT Mods. We'll see. CT Mods. I don't know. Maybe talk to EV Base or maybe Handshow. They can help us out over here with some
All of our
wraps.
three sponsors to see who if they shell out the wrap, why not?
I think we're looking for the bumpers. Well, we want some bumpers in the front, the wrap. Let's see what else. I know you still need some the running boards on the side.
Running boards on the side. Yes.
There's a few things we still got to work on, but hopefully y'all are enjoying the videos that we're putting out there. I know it's a lot of Cybertruck stuff, but there's lots of fun stuff that goes along with it. We're also experimenting with some new ways of engaging with you guys in the audience. Not everything is going to be here in our studios, us talking. We're trying to do stuff more outside to get you guys like engaged with us in that way, or doing um, different types of like Q&As and FAQs and interviews with us to help get more information out there for the things that you guys are thinking about. So it's a good time to ask you guys to like, subscribe, and definitely comment. If there's something you guys want to see, let us know. We'll work on it. We'll do a special video and we'll get it out there. So Mondo.
I think that Eric is leveling up his studio. If you notice, there is a sign there for Bitcoin.
Where is it? It's on that. It's on that side.
Yeah,
Bitcoin. Yeah, yeah. We're doing what we can here at Tech-Mex Studios. And it's all with y'all's help. So we appreciate y'all's time. But I think that's all we got for today. We'll see y'all next time. Dale.
Dale.